And handling the stresses of social media can be hard for any parent, but we are sharing some helpful tips from doctors. And a bat testing positive for rabies after being found in someone's home in St. Charles County. We tell you exactly where.
Warm and muggy afternoon with some scattered showers and some thunderstorms around. I'll let you know how long this will last and what you can expect for Mother's Day weekend.
Thank you for joining the Power of Two. Happy Friday. I'm Amelia McGavro. Our top story on this midday, Title 42 expiring. But what does this mean for the border? It expired at midnight, and now Border Patrol agents are picking up hundreds of migrants near El Paso, Texas. The biggest hurdle now is what exactly to do about overcrowded holding facilities. Caroline Shively reports from the border.
For the first time in more than 3 years, Title 42 is no longer policy here on the border, but the migrants are still being bused to processing centers. Several buses carrying migrants passed through Gate 42 here in El Paso, Texas on Friday. With Title 42 now over, asylum seekers will be processed under Title 8. Those who enter illegally could face a minimum 5-year reentry ban and potential criminal prosecution. The Biden administration plans to open immigration hubs in other countries for people to seek placement outside the U.S.
We are only expanding the lawful pathways. People need to take them because what they are going to encounter at our border is Border Patrol agents who will take them into custody and remove them.
This week has seen daily border apprehension numbers hit record highs. But U.S. Border Patrol Chief Raul Ortiz said overnight that the surge may have already happened. Agents are now urging people on the Mexico side of the border not to illegally cross.
They say, go back, this is dangerous, come back through a port of entry. Your children are in danger.
Still, an influx of migrants in recent days has pushed some holding facilities above capacity. Thursday night, a federal judge temporarily halted a Biden administration plan to parole migrants to ease overcrowding.
A year ago, when Title 42 was about to expire, and we said this cannot happen because they've broken down any semblance of security at the border. This cannot happen.
The White House says without those mass releases, they'll have 45,000 migrants in custody by the end of the month. In El Paso, Texas, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And today, another deadline. It's the last day of the Missouri legislative session, and time is definitely ticking. But some issues are still up in the air. The Power of Two's Chris Renier explains the status of those bills.
The final hours of the Missouri legislative session are upon us, and some bills are still hanging in the balance. The session officially ending at 6 o'clock this evening. One major issue that is still on the table is sports betting. Nearly all of Missouri's neighboring states already allow sports betting, but it is not yet legal in the Show Me State. That means many Missourians cross state lines to place bets using devices like apps on their phones. Sports betting legislation already passed the Missouri House, but it has not been able to get through the Senate. Republican State Senator Bill Eigel from Weldon Spring says he does not believe there is a path forward for sports betting during this legislative session. Meanwhile, Missouri lawmakers did give final approval to a bill that would create a comprehensive ban on texting while driving. As it stands now, Missouri drivers under 21 years old are not allowed to text while they are behind the wheel. The new legislation, though, would expand the texting while driving ban to apply to all Missouri drivers. Currently, Missouri and Montana are the only states without a law banning texting while driving for all motorists. The legislation now heads to Governor Parson for his approval. Another bill headed to the governor's desk would impose tougher penalties for people who fire celebratory gunshots. The bill is called Blair's Law in honor of 11-year-old Blair Shanahan Lane. She was killed by a stray bullet during a backyard barbecue in Kansas City on the 4th of July back in 2011. Under Blair's Law, a person commits the offense of unlawful discharge of a firearm if he or she shoots a gun with criminal negligence within or into the limits of any municipality. Celebratory gunfire has been an issue in St. Louis for years, with people firing guns into the air to mark occasions like the New Year. Reporting here downtown, I'm Chris Renier.
There's been more than 50 homicides in St. Louis City, and that's just in the last 4 months this year. And if you do the math, that makes for one shooting death every 2.5 days this year. But that's actually the lowest number the city has seen in the last 5 years. But officials say the loss in life is still unacceptable. 20% of the victims and suspects are teenagers. The St. Margaret of Scotland Gun Sense Committee hosted a meeting to prevent gun violence. That group is calling on people to work with lawmakers and, most importantly, remember the victims. A Power of Two follow-up now on that Cinco de Mayo weekend shooting. St. Louis police have finally arrested a suspect. Darian Benton has been arrested and charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action. A woman arrested earlier in the week was released. This after the circuit attorney's office said there was just a lack of evidence and the victim refused to cooperate. A new prosecutor has his work cut out for him. He's been brought in to help the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office with that worker shortage. But now he has just 5 days to prepare for one of St. Louis's biggest murder trials. Fox Files investigator Chris Hayes was the only reporter in the courtroom, all to hear the judge use some very strong words.
Judge Brian Hettenbach came right out of the gate saying, quote, "I am not going to continue this trial, a murder case that's now about 5 years old." So now a brand new prosecutor who knows nothing about this case has until Tuesday to prepare for trial. Gregory Stevens was stabbed to death March of 2018. Charles Howard spent 4 years in jail awaiting trial for the murder until a judge released him on bond because of repeated prosecutor delays. This case is extremely complex, as Judge Brian Hettenbach recently wrote April 7th. There are no eyewitnesses, no surveillance video, no fingerprints or DNA, and no confession. It is the proverbial circumstantial case. The former prosecutor on the case, Chris Desolitz, resigned May 1st after the circuit attorney made him answer why he could not be in two courtrooms at once. Now attorney Rufus Tate has been hired as special assistant prosecutor to take Desolitz's 100-plus cases, including the Charles Howard case he's never seen before. Judge Hettenbach said in court Thursday, "I'm not going to continue this trial. I need your entry of appearance before you leave here." Prosecutor Tate responded, "Let's go." We asked defense attorney Bill Margulis what he's up against.
They got to get all their witnesses lined up. It may be hard to find witnesses from a case that's 5 years old. If there's any physical evidence involved, they're going to have to coordinate with the police lab to make sure the evidence still exists.
Indirect evidence, according to the court record, includes an affidavit's claim the suspect's shoe print matched a footprint lifted from the crime scene. The defense argues the size of the shoe at the crime scene is 4 times smaller than the size of the shoe the defendant wears. Stevens, who was found dead in his Hyde Park home, had reportedly recently evicted the suspect. Cell phone tracking data from the area may be used at trial, except the court record indicates that tracking data is so old, prosecutors may no longer be able to access it.
I just don't see how they can put it together in 5 days over a weekend.
He adds the justice delays are not fair to anyone.
It's a long time to wait. I mean, typically murder cases in the state of Missouri, at least in my experience, take anywhere from 2 to 3 years to go to trial. 5 years is exceedingly long for any case.
For the Fox Files, I'm Chris Hayes.
Well, a St. Charles County family found an unwelcome guest in their home, and it was carrying a dangerous disease. A bat was found in a Lake St. Louis home and tested positive for rabies. It's the first one in St. Charles County since 2020. Thankfully, no one was bitten, and officials say if you encounter a bat inside your home, call animal control immediately. Well, it's Friday, so that's one reason to smile today, but there could be another reason. Workers are actually happier than they've been in decades. That's according to a new study. A business research company says job satisfaction is hitting a 36-year high. The study says happiest workers were people who voluntarily switched jobs during the pandemic. Other happy workers were ones working in hybrid roles, working both home and in the office. And you can add me and Lynn Tronk to that list of happy and satisfied workers. I would speak for both of us, Lynn, and say that we're happy working here, right?
Of course. Happy Friday, and it's a happy day, and happy to be alive. The weather is pretty nice out here when it comes to the temperatures. It's warm out here and it's a bit on the muggy side, but at least it's not raining right now here in Maryland Heights. But we do have some rain out there as we take a look here on Power Doppler, mainly southwest of St. Louis, Farmington, Sullivan, Rolla, seeing some light rain right now. This will continue to push into the rest of the viewing area. So much needed rain coming our way for today. So we're looking at temperatures in the 70s. It's warm, 74 degrees right now at the airport, all thanks to this southeast wind at 10 miles an hour, and winds will continue to remain out of the southeast throughout the day. 73 degrees in Chesterfield, 67 degrees in Farmington, 73 degrees in Salem, and currently 70 in Sparta. So it's warm, it's humid. Take a look at the winds, generally light, a little stronger here in Washington with a wind gust up to 12 miles an hour. And we're going to continue to see these temperatures warm up throughout the day. Look for a high of 84 degrees. Coming up, I'll let you know what you can expect for Mother's Day weekend. Amelia?
Thanks so much, Lynn. That forecast, something to smile about as well. Well, still ahead on the Power of Two, psychologists helping parents navigate the negative impacts of social media on kids. We tell you what tips doctors are recommending. Also ahead, time is running out. Republicans and Democrats are still trying to agree on a budget, all before the U.S. runs out of money. Why the White House says this latest delay may be a good sign. And the Navy's Blue Angels return to Scott Air Force Base, the best way for you to head to the air show this weekend.